All right, we are moving on from the War of 1812 and we are going to the Market Revolution. Market Revolution is going to consist of a couple things. You got the Transportation Revolution, you got the Industrial Revolution, and you've got the Communication Revolution. This is all going to revolve around the idea that America is producing more items. Early on, when America first originates, the idea of producing products is to sustain oneself, to survive off of it. As you gather through American history, even into modern day times, but back then as well, you start to see a transition into making items because people want them, because it makes life easier. It's no longer about just what you need, but what you may want. So this is going to spark into the Industrial Revolution. But to do this, America needs to grow. This is where we start to see factories. It's where we start to see roads, canals, railroads, steamboats, all sort of things like this. Very early on, America was focused on trade with foreign goods and foreign countries. And because of this, it wasn't developing. There was no need to develop roads, railroads, and things like that. So it cost as much money very early on in America to transport goods across the country, or even in the case of Massachusetts down to a place like DC, as it would to transport from America over to England. There just wasn't any way to transport goods from state to state in this country. So very early on, you're going to have the Industrial Revolution. You have a couple important key figures in the Industrial Revolution. You have Sam Slater. Sam Slater is going to be what we see as the father of American manufacturing. Britain sort of beat America to the punch in the Industrial Revolution, and Sam Slater is one of the key men that basically went against England's wishes. He took plans that were used to develop factories, he brought them to America, and that is the birth of America's Industrial Revolution. So Sam Slater helps to kind of aid with the development of factories, and then you're going to move into the southern piece. So when we think northern factories, you think textile mills, manufacturing goods, products that are going to be used to make things quicker. While that's all beneficial, these machines that are being made up north are being transported down south. So there's this connection between the north and the south that exists. Items up north are going to go down south, and that's going to make the process of farming and agriculture quicker down south. So you have Eli Whitney, and Eli Whitney is going to be famous for the cotton gin. This is going to increase the capability of slaves to work faster. No longer do you have to sit there and pick out seed from seed out of the cotton. You have a machine that's going to help you. So the slave's responsibility is to pick the cotton, but spending days or a whole day process picking the seeds out is no longer. So you're able to expedite the process of picking out this cotton. You have John Deere. John Deere is going to be famous for the steel plow, right? You hear of John Deere mowers today, and this is where the name comes from. So with John Deere steel plows, as well as the mechanical or the McCormick Reaper, you're able to till the fields much faster. Right? And as you are tilling the fields, it allows for slaves to work at a quicker process. It allows for development of the crops to happen much more quickly, and therefore the whole process of agriculture is going to speed up. So without the South, the North is not going to be as successful in terms of the materials needed to produce, particularly cotton and clothes and things like that within the textile mills. But without the North, the South will not be able to produce and develop their crops as quickly. So there is a relationship that exists between both of these sides.